See, now we're live.
Okay.
Now we're on. Hi, Jim.
Hello, Michael.
Hey, it's been a while.
Am I not supposed to say your name?
MJ?
Well, yeah, MJ. It's
Snow.
Snow, that's
people know.
Yeah, I know.
People
but
know.
I forgot about that. MJ and
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah, we got to keep a low profile
The
around here.
Snow, you know.
Snow, short for snowflake. I own it.
Okay, so
If being a snowflake means you care about others, all right, I guess
Well,
I'm a snowflake.
and you get enough snowflakes, you have a blizzard, and blizzards can be pretty powerful.
And snowflakes are some of the most beautiful things found in nature.
Exactly. Everyone is unique. And I love
no to our like.
no two
Exact-
are alike. I mean, how is that
Exactly.
even possible, right? How is that even possible? But it is.
Yeah.
So, anyway, good morning on this
Good morning.
gorgeous day.
Yeah, Pride Day too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm wearing my Pride shirt. I got my Proud Ally
Ally.
shirt going on.
I like that shirt.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Are you,
I ordered it just so for this because I knew the Pride event was going to be. I wanted to be able to sport my pride.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got this shirt
Oh,
yesterday
wow.
to wear yesterday.
Yeah.
Only because of the
Jurassic Pride.
yeah. Well, only because the protesters that were across the street. That's two things that they don't like. They don't like rainbows or dinosaurs.
Okay, because dinosaurs.
Because dinosaurs, that carbon dating thing doesn't go
right.
with their.
Exactly.
The ears don't
It
correlate
challenges
with Jesus
their
and all
other
that.
belief systems.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And
then,
I got I want to
It
talk
looks
about
like right
my
out
shirt.
of the 60s. That looks like right
It
out
says-
of the 60s.
Mind your own uterus.
Yeah. I love that though.
Yeah, I had to have it.
so, the one thing that we wanted to turn this on while you were here, are you helping to register people to vote today?
I am not.
Not?
I am not down here to register. I'm actually down here just to support the Pride.
Oh, enjoy the day.
Enjoy the day. Yeah.
Oh, great.
And take a break.
Take a break from campaigning and the advocacy and the uphill push that it is here in Mohave County, LD30. I mean, it's hard
Constant
work.
struggle.
So look, some days we just need to dance, and today is a day to celebrate and dance. You know, celebrate life. Be proud of the work we've accomplished, because
Exactly.
tomorrow we go back to the fight.
Yeah. Which
yes.
is, especially around here, it's just such an uphill battle all the time. And one thing that we were trying to get across in a couple of these episodes was the importance it is to vote. It's a very important thing. Even if you don't necessarily like either candidate, you have to go, well, what do they believe in? What do they stand for? What do they support? And then just choose that way.
Right.
You know, and am I a big fan of Hillary or Joe? I think we could have done better both times, but they align more with my values, and that's how you have to vote.
Well, the alternative is just unacceptable.
The alternative is scary. At
Yeah,
this point.
it's unacceptable, you know, on every level, and yeah, it's very scary. But I do agree. I will agree that voting is important. But you know, what's even more important than that is just registering to vote. Honestly, even if a person chooses to not exercise that right to vote, being registered allows you to at least sign petitions, right? So you can still do advocacy for the issues that are important to you, even if you don't vote, which I'm not an advocate of, but getting registered to vote is the single most important thing that you can do. Because I've saved people from stopping to be even registered to vote for that reason. It's like I was there collecting signature petitions for a different petition, Citizens Initiative, right? Those Citizens Initiatives, those are advocacy in motion, right? That's like a vote in motion too. So
I'm gonna have to start telling people that. Remind them, hey, even if you don't vote, register so you can sign petitions.
exactly, because like the group that we were just talking about, you've got these young people who are part of, you know, the LGBTQA plus community that are young, and they're feeling disenfranchised in terms of, we don't want to vote for anybody. I can understand that, but at least register to vote so that you can become part of that active force that's pushing back on the status quo.
Right. That goes back to the whole Roe versus Wade thing. People didn't want to vote for Hillary because she wasn't a likable candidate. But what that in turn did, it got someone else, elected. That in turn got the justices in there to overturn that.
I was one of them. I did not want to vote for Hillary. And at one point, and this is painful to admit, but I actually considered voting for Donald Trump. This was at that point. And that's how much, I see the face. That's how much I did not want to vote for Hillary. And I did, because, my dad was a Republican and he watched Fox News all the time, and Bill O'Reilly, he would talk about, this is not who Donald Trump is. I've been friends with Donald Trump for 20 years, blah, 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 blah. Once he turns president, and I thought, I paused for a minute and actually considered, but it was only for a minute, and I did vote, for Hillary. I just felt like she was it wasn't that she wasn't qualified or none of those things. It just felt like she was the wrong woman.
Baggage.
The wrong woman. Right?
Because I had a really hard time voting for her, because I still love Bernie Sanders. I'll always love Bernie Sanders. But it was a lot easier when Bernie came around and said, you need to vote for Hillary Clinton. And I was like, if I'm such a strong supporter of yours, I should probably listen to you, because you know more about politics than I do.
And there was a strong faction of Bernie supporters who were going to protest.
I know. They didn't listen to him.
Right.
I know.
And, and I know that, it's hard when, look, we all want to feel like we're in love with our candidate, right?
Mm-hmm.
We want that.
It's romantic.
It is romantic. It's, we want to have that passion.
Yeah, like I loved Obama, and I was just like, yes, this is. I was passionate about it.
Pete Buttigieg was my guy. I loved Pete, and when he, I didn't even, I still voted for him, but he withdrew right at the time when Arizona was, coming around.
In the primary?
Yes.
Well, so did I. I still voted for Bernie in the primary, but it's because that's the point of the primary. That's what I try to explain to people.
Exactly. I voted
for who I wanted. It's not about voting who you think will win.
Most
it's about
electable.
You voting who makes you the most passionate.
It's true.
That's your time to do that.
So I don't know if you guys remember, I back in 2018, we had, that was when Sinema was running, and we had Deidre Aboud, who
I love.
Oh my God,
I voted for her.
I did too. But so here was the thing: there were people I love and respect who were saying, but she's not electable because of those pieces, right? If you know who Deidre Aboud is, we don't need to name those pieces,
right?
And my comment back was, no, vote for who you want and fight like hell for her, you know. Because look who we got, Democrat traitor Sinema.
My comment back to them was, so what? This is the primaries. And then Kyrsten Sinema is one that I had a hard time going around and voting for. Because I'm like, there is something about her that I just don't trust.
You knew.
I just don't trust her.
I was right there the same way.
Well, even in 2016, I voted for John McCain just because, as a Republican, I sort of liked him.
Yeah.
And I was so proud that I did when he gave that thumbs down.
Yeah,
I was like, that is exactly why I voted for him.
I mean, McCain wasn't, he wasn't a perfect candidate, but I loved John McCain. So, and I know that's because I'm a veteran, and I don't know, you have an instant camaraderie with someone who's a veteran. You just do.
And he was also one of the last Republicans when he was running against Barack that some lady told an obvious lie about Barack, and he took the microphone from her and goes, no, that is not true.
He's a good man. I remember that. Yeah. I remember seeing that.
I do. Now that you bring that up, I do remember that as well. Yeah, we don't have, We don't. The integrity of humanity is not anywhere near as prevalent as it should be in our candidates, and it's sad. It's tragic.
We used to have a lot of politicians that had the balls to stand up and say what was right. Now we have a lot of politicians that have the balls to stand up and tell lies.
I know.
It's and just outright. I mean,
Right.
some of the ones that say the conspiracy stuff,
Right.
and they know they're full of shit.
Even Mitt Romney. Did you see the other day that you've been
I
in the
like
news.
that Mitt Romney.
No.
has the
But what
balls
he said the other day
to go
was
off.
Biden should have just pardoned Trump. on it. And I'm like,
I don't
no,
like that.
no, because you have to be held accountable.
Yeah, no one is above the law.
Right.
Yeah.
No one.
So I do understand that thinking process, right? For the good of the country, right? It's the same way. Who was it? Gerald Ford, who pardoned
Nixon.
Yeah.
right?
I get that
It's not
part too,
because
but we shouldn't
it's-
do it.
No, I agree, because if we don't have accountability to our Constitution, what is the point of having?
You
Yeah.
end up with a dictator if you don't do that. That's
Yeah.
what you end up with.
And
you
Supreme
end up
Court
with
justices who are flying their flags upside down,
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so
But that was my wife that did that. That was my wife.
That was Mrs. Alito.
Yeah.
No first name.
is
you-
that
so you
is
just
that
call
what
her
his,
Mrs.
his
Alito?
retort was? It was his wife.
He said it was Mrs. Alito that did that. Didn't even use her name. I think her name's Margaret or Martha or something like that. But he didn't use her name. It was Mrs. Alito did that.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So now we see why they vote the way they do on women's issues.
Right.
When even your wife doesn't
Well-
even have a first name.
And my argument would be, wait a second, you just changed laws to control women. How do you not have control over what your wife is doing in your own yard?
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah,
that
that's a
that
good
makes no
point.
sense.
How dare you allow your wife to fly the flag upside down?
What?
Get her under control.
Something doesn't add up there.
But seriously, coming back to those kids that were or young people. I don't want to call them kids.
Yeah,
because,
they're all
Yeah.
over 21.
yeah.
The Zoomers.
It's just hard. They all look like kids. I mean, they all look like 12, 13-year-olds running around. The
I
doctors,
call everyone
Doogie
kids,
Howsers,
I'm like, you look young, like I call
But
you.
we need to at least help them understand the importance of registering to vote. Honestly, registering to vote, because you can still do powerful advocacy by just signing petitions.
Well, and even my
And when you don't register to vote, I mean, thinking about it, you are the one that is silencing yourself.
Right.
Honestly,
At
you
least
are
by
silencing
registering, you're
yourself.
allowing for the possibility that you might
Right.
want to
Well,
exercise.
silencing yourself
Well-
even on the petitions, like you said, you have to at least be a registered voter.
Right.
You are silencing yourself on things that doesn't even require you to
Right.
vote. You're still keeping yourself silent.
I've been urging my kid to register to vote, but he's like, why? I don't like either of them. They're both the same in my opinion. And as I was taking home that weekend, I had the Howard Stern interview with Joe Biden on, and he was listening to his own music. He stopped, like, what are you listening to? He goes, is that Howard talking to Joe Biden? Like, yeah. And so he listened for about 10 or 15 minutes. He goes, huh. I'm like, yeah, he's not as bad as you thought he was, is he? He goes, no. I'm like, he sounds pretty reasonable, doesn't he? Yeah. And I was like, do you see what I mean? And he was like, yeah, I get your point.
But
you
the
have
other-
to get away from the media. The media are the
Absolutely.
biggest problem.
But the other point of understanding about registering to vote is it's not just about the one big election. Local elections matter in some ways more than
More,
who's
yeah.
at the top, because school boards matter, right? County supervisor positions, those our state legislators, these are all local positions that matter. And even if you don't want to vote for the big two, right?
But
You should at least vote for the local
But how do you
stuff.
overcome that in this particular area where people are just going to vote because of an R next to your name? That's how they're not going to even know who the person is. They're just going to vote for the R.
I know. Honestly, that's the hard work. That's the hard work.
I've thought about running as a Republican, and then just get in there and just do what I want.
Okay, so we know who you are, Michael. they'll strap the rhino on you, right? And
Yeah. You'd be a Republican in name only.
Yeah. The rhinos and dinos.
You know what? But I really like rhinos. I'm sorry. The animal. They're one of my favorite animals.
Yeah, I like rhinos too.
I'd be like, it's not an insult. I love rhinos.
I know,
We
and-
should save the rhinos.
Yes, we need to save the rhinos. We need to protect the rhinos.
We do need to.
We do. Seriously, we
Yes.
do. That is a real issue.
Do you think Donald Trump Jr. would protect the rhinos? No,
No,
you go out
he'd
and shoot
shoot
one.
He probably has shot one.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
They've shot elephants, I think. Weren't they posed next to a dead
Yeah.
elephant, holding up its tail or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
They do all that safari hunting.
Well, Jem, we won't keep you. We'll let you go out and enjoy
Yeah.
the day
I know,
and
it's
stuff
a
like that.
beautiful day.
I'm trying to hold down this flag here. I need
It's
to
a
secure this a
beautiful
little bit
flag.
back.
Yeah.
But I just, I want to say, MJ, Snow, in all seriousness, I appreciate this work that you do because it's important to have an alternate voice out there in the cacophony of just redness, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And this isn't, I mean, what you guys do isn't red or blue or purple or whatever,
That's what we try to tell our haters, but
It's
they don't believe
important.
us.
Like, the reason why I like doing it, it's important to talk to other people.
Absolutely.
In a society that we live in now that is mostly technology, like on your phone and stuff, and behind your screen, it's important to sit with friends and talk to them.
Yeah.
Living room conversations.
Yeah, it's literally just like therapy more than anything else.
Absolutely.
Right.
To make us feel like at least we can do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have such election anxiety up until November.
Oh, well, but it's not, you do know that it doesn't end in November. Just,
It never ends.
It never ends.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Oh, yeah.
still litigating the 2020 election. They're still out there litigating, literally, filing appeals, trying to.
Well, plus you have a Speaker of the House that could potentially not certify it.
It will never end as long as we have people in
I hadn't
power
thought
that
about
want to
that.
keep the power
Yes.
on their
Okay,
side.
Oh, I'm sorry to put that thought in your head.
Don't give me any more anxiety.
You know what?
Thanks.
It makes me so mad I have to share a name with that person.
I know. Oh, well, there, you just outed your whole self now. Okay, so here's
people
another
know.
piece of. So my birthday is the same birthday as Rudy Giuliani. Okay?
Oh, how awesome is it?
What a nice birthday twin.
Snow did not hear about this. He goes on Twitter or something like that yesterday, goes, yep, Arizona has 24 hours to serve me with the indictment, or they have to let it go and admit that they cannot collect votes.
Count votes.
So he has his 80th birthday in Florida last night. Big shindig.
His party, right?
His party.
I thought it was in.
Did they serve him?
Oh.
somebody go in and
After
serve
they
him?
sung Happy Birthday, they served him.
And Chris Mays then reposted his little snarky comment like, "Yep, we just indicted,
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
I mean, they're so like they just think they're above the law. And look, I would not want, it's like I don't care who you are, what your party is, don't be out there flaunting because clearly he was intentionally evading.
They should have jumped out the cake to serve him. That would have been brilliant.
That would have been really brilliant. Yes.
Ta-da!
Yeah, but they
Here
had
you go.
Two
Yes, sir.
officers from Chris May's office showed up at about 11 o'clock on this birthday party. It's not his actual birthday. His actual birthday shares my birthday, which is just repulsive, honestly. You don't want to share
Lovely
your birthday.
twin.
Yeah, I know. But life is what it is, and birthday twins don't necessarily have the same parents, right?
Right?
Definitely not.
So
Definitely not.
anyway, thank you guys
Well, thank
for
you.
engaging in
It's
wonderful
always
conversation.
good talking to you. Enjoy your day.
I will.
All right. Have a good day.
Okay, bye.
Bye.